Hey, it's nice to have Alicia home tonight.
Yeah. Oh, is she gonna spend the night?
That I don't
then
think
they're
so.
taking off?
No, I think she's gonna take off.
The body keeps the score. Brain, mind, and body in the healing of trauma. And the author is Bessel van der Kolk.
Is it a Dutch guy?
He is Dutch.
How did you find him?
I know. He showed up in a reference to something I was reading.
Is he on TED?
Likely. He's a very talkative guy.
What triggered this research on trauma?
A desire to understand the underlying mechanisms behind the personality type called destructive narcissist. Having personally experienced several destructive narcissists in positions of power and influence, I really wanted to know how they came into existence. I've been researching the subject. Underneath the destructive narcissist architecture, personality architecture, the structure of his personality, his persona, there is an underlying trauma, and it was of sufficient intensity that it permanently affected their perception of the world after that event. They were permanently altered. We're highly social beings. We're extremely social beings. We are social beings. That's one of the defining characteristics of humans is their sociability and their ability to congregate in huge numbers without molesting each other. So anything that threatens your social standing, social network, the society in which you live can be experienced traumatically as well. Children and infants are very susceptible to being traumatized in the developmental phase.
Can you do that somewhere else? Silence on the set. Come here. You can lay in the grass where it's not noisy. Yeah. There you go.
And trauma can be collective as well, depending on the nature of the experience.
Like a genocide.
Yes, or a huge cataclysmic event, a war, a world war, or a pandemic, for example.
Big floods.
Huge floods. I remember more than a year ago sitting down at the barn and saying something about the global economy just drove off a cliff and it's now in free fall, and nobody actually knows where the bottom is, and that is still happening. Okay, still ongoing. That free fall effect. Did you pack a parachute? Anybody? Anybody pack a parachute in the vehicle? Just in case we drove off the cliff? So expect a lot of trauma, and we already have a lot of trauma. We collectively and individually, humanity is plagued with traumatic events that have resulted in the disorganization of the consciousness that really should be available to deal with the consequences of previous actions that may not have been in the best interests of all of us, but we're made nonetheless. Learning about trauma, where it comes from, what its effects are, and and how to mitigate those effects is very important. That's why I'm doing the research right now.
And the inner work.
And the inner work, yes, because I've been simultaneously exploring my own traumas, which I have a few. My external scars and my internal scars. No.
They make you beautiful, Angel. Okay, I guess I'll leave soon to get Alicia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.